Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
Aloysius.
Won't lie to
I'm
you, Johnny,
sure.
I'm not a well man.
Well, of course you're not a well man.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Well, I've discovered he's quite versed in occult knowledge. So I wrote him a letter asking him to finance my research about vampires. He never responded.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already, unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
Clarence, you need help.
Clarence, I'm your friend, so I'm not going to judge you. But think about your wife, your family. You're in pain, and you need help. I can help you.
I don't need a doctor, Jonathan. I need my best friend to trust me.
Really, dude?
Do you realize you are ruining your family, Clarence? Don't you see the risk here?
Money isn't important. Not important when it is a matter of life and death. That is what my dear Venus cannot understand.
I can't believe I'm telling you this, but if warning people is that important to you, why not choose a more efficient way to spend your money?
Don't you think I tried? I knocked at every door, went to every bank, I even tried to be published. No, Jonathan. This is a one-man war.
Clarence, I'm gonna kick your ass. What do people work for you for? Usually I hire talents for voice acting, for art, maybe some programming advice, usually, and music. Those are what I usually hire for.
People will laugh at you, if they don't already. Think about your wife and your position. Think about your future.
I understand my wife's embarrassment, but gossips don't kill, vampires do. There'll be no future if people don't open their eyes.
Clarence, really? Bro, you are seriously fucking things up. With your wife, with you.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
Clarence. Really? I have 6 articles for vampires. Fuck it.
These are the documents you wanted me to look for. I think I've gathered all the available occult research about vampires.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. That'll help me separate the myths from the facts.
I'm not sure you can consider this material factual, but it's yours now. What do you intend to do with it?
First, I'm going to show them to Venus. It'll open her eyes and make her understand the importance of my mission.
It's not gonna help. Clarence! It's not! At least, I don't know
You
Schmur.
need some rest.
Schmur. Fucking deal with your wife.
Rats. Tasty rats.
Karina.
Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
Karina, I get that you're crazy. I need to ask about Dawson.
I need to find information about Aloysius Dawson. What can you tell me about him?
Don't trust him. He's looking for the same thing I was. Rats? No, not rats. Something else. I don't remember.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Interesting. That's actually very concerning that she has that kind of break. Just like, that means she either is Ekon or she's psycho.
Yep.
Not sure which one.
No idea.
Trying to also find Clarence's fucking house. Where the fuck be Clarence's house? Where's Venus? Ah. No, that's not here. It's not here. It's possible she seems like a drastic symptom of vampiric plague. Yeah. That's because, like, master talking in her head, convincing her and compelling her to do things she doesn't want to do. This is very... That seems very, very, very Ekon.
Jonathan, please come in.
Thank you, Venus.
At least you survived the Great War. What do you need from me, Jonathan?
Dawson?
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I never met the man. I know Clarence tried to contact him recently, but I don't know why.
Did Clarence recently show you documents that prove the existence of vampires?
Yes, he did. And he also told me you spent a few nights gathering research for him. Seriously, Jonathan. Why feed his obsession like that?
He's my friend. I thought it might help him rest, instead of going outside at night. Tell me, what are your thoughts about vampires?
Gibberish and poppycock. Dracula was a good book, but these documents were just mumbo-jumbo. I burnt them all as soon as Clarence went outside again.
Like, really, Venus?
Tell me about Clarence's obsession with vampires.
It drives me so crazy it makes my stomach hurt. I was so relieved to have him back. But I quickly realized he'd lost his mind in France.
I understand your irritation, Venus. But you have to accept the trauma Clarence endured on the battlefield.
The question is simple, Jonathan. Is my husband mad? Yes or no? Do vampires exist? Or is Clarence a lunatic?
So you don't believe Clarence?
If poor Mary, bless her soul, had tried to convince you of the existence of bloody vampires, would you have believed her? Seriously?
The important question is, what do you really think of your husband?
I'm tough, Jonathan. He should have told me the horrors he witnessed, however appalling it was, instead of inventing a fantasy about blood-drinking monsters.
What do you think about Clarence squandering his fortune on his obsession?
Soon we'll be poor, and forced to sell the house. Where will we go? In which filthy, infected part of town will we end up? I'm so afraid.
You have nothing for me. Very fair. Embankment sewers. Alright, let's figure out what's going on here. Beware. Beware the Ides of March! Well, I hear Skull. And yes, I have vampirism on so that way I can see what's going on. Myth of the Horned Vampire! Holy shit, this is about the master. Okay, this is about the guy who sired us. Alright, reading. The myth of the horn... Myth? Yes! The myth of the Horned Vampire. What is a tale but forgotten or mythicized history? By essence, vampires are related to the concept of immortality, and they can be perceived as entities that live through centuries, thus becoming mythical figures themselves. But what about the concept of a tale so old it could become a myth among vampires? I know it may sound vertiginous, but we know, as scholars, that the impossible is just an unexplained or undocumented event. For a few years now, I've tried to find traces of a figure rarely seen amongst the English immortals: the Horned Vampire. Through the centuries, less than 10 occurrences of this figure have been found. It can be found in the various documents gathered by our order. The figure of a man-shaped silhouette, sometimes made of blood, sometimes made of mist or rain, that appears from Wales to Scotland only to immortals, who have no idea what this thing could be. What is this creature with large deer antlers? Is it related to any way to the figure of the Chernos? Something like word. The ancestral horned god of the Celts? We don't know at all. But now think about this. Vampires themselves have no idea of what this creature could be. Now that's a frightening idea. We may be in the presence of something so old that only small hints of its existence can be found through eons. If this is true, we, as Brothers of St. Paul, need to investigate this entity, for it could help us understand the forgotten origins of vampires. As a reminder, I add to this letter a transcription of the only written evidence we possess concerning the Horned Vampire. The old poem entitled Dreams of the Red Queen, supposedly composed by this entity. According to some vampire testimonies, this creature has sometimes been heard singing it while briefly appearing somewhere in Great Britain. I invite all of our brothers to study this text and consider it a testament to forgotten history. 12 dreams for the wed queen under crown of stone, that she may linger longer with eyes kept close. 11 thorns blooming from her troubled brow, awaiting the next harvest to be gleaned at Basque Springs. 10 copper veins ripped from the belly of the earth, melted into tears flowing towards banished brothers. 9 glorious pyres on the scorched plain, to punish those whose hands were slow to obey. 8 voracious beasts born from 8 restless nights, their backs hardened by their race with the sun. 7 notes of warning in the summer sky, compelling child to shielded sheets of sleep. 6 watchers bent on the hunting trials, shadows of their spears trace the tired furrows. 5 houses to fall before song's end, then 5 more reborn from their blackened ashes. 4 nails piercing the flesh of the sinner, restlessly hung to the dark wood of his crimes. 3 books scribbled by pen of the dancer, who refuses to answer the call of the abyss. 2 giant rival snakes slither in age's forest, coiled to the bones of mortals destined for the grave. 1 prayer for the summon called by this song, child born from darkness whose path he must find. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge, by Usher Talltree, Primate of St. Paul. Huh! Because I recognize some of these that already happened. Or we already know that we can connect them to, but... Huh. That is interesting. Is this where I fought Fergal? Yeah, this is where I fought Fergal. Huh. Just to the other side. Fight him again! I was like, fight him again! Jesus Christ. Oh, that'd be funny as hell. So this is just another entrance towards Stall Town. Panic! I'm making dinner with my girlfriend, my dad, and me tomorrow. I'm not the best cook. Easy. Mac and cheese. So easy. Mac and cheese is pathetically easy. You literally just make the macaronis. You make the macaronis like you would boil regular pasta. And then
you boil the water, you put the pasta in it, you let it be there.
Yep, and then you drain the water after you finish cooking it and all that stuff. You add all your favorite cheeses, maybe a little milk. And then you got it.
It's locked, all right.
Literally, that's all it takes. It is so easy to overlook, and it's so easy to, like, just make in general that people forget that that's a legitimate thing you can just make by hand. Yeah, add, like, bacon or ham. It's just, fucking good.
Yep.
Now I want mac and cheese now. Fuck my life.
Oops.
It's fine. No, I brought that up. So I'm like, schmur. Alright, so there's nothing here. So this is just another entryway into the skull territory, which I don't need to get to. Got some mac and cheese. What is this, a cooking show? I mean, welcome to Cooking with Dr. Reed. Here we are. What? 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 Okay. Hello? Hello?
The Empress again. What a
Crime of lost knowledge. Pardon me. I know you were speaking in the middle of that, but I'm going to read this first. Pardon me. Let's see. I leave there. Oh, wait, what? I'm so confused. So I started on birth control recently to help regulate my periods, and my stomach has been weird. I feel like throwing up. What helped with that? Sprite. Sprite's always good. Rest. It's going to take a while for your body to get used to it. If it continues for more than a month, if it continues for like more than 2 months, I would suggest checking your doctor and be like, hey, this is not working. Or there's a side effect that's just bothering me. But yeah, like water, tea, Sprite. Yeah. So yeah, just because that you gotta have the acids in your stomach kind of settle. All right. Crime of lost knowledge. Vampires are dangerous, deadly, vicious sometimes. This is a fact and I won't deny it. And that's precisely why we must understand what they are, sometimes who they are, in order to achieve a better mutual understanding. Do you remember the interview with Titus Flavius Josephus, conducted by one of us in 1548, when he finally encountered the creature in Spain? Do you remember how each of the very carefully chosen words expressed by this vampire warmed our heart each time we read them? For they were all extraordinary windows to a past of which we only have glimpses. Well, Titus Flavius Josephus is no more, since the Vatican's hunters destroyed him a few weeks ago. And with him vanishes unearthed treasures of knowledge about the pillars of our civilization. This is a crime probably as heartbreaking as the killing of an innocent life by a vampire. This is exactly why the path of the Guard of Priwen is as criminal as it is barren, for each time they successfully conduct one of their methodical hunts in an old vampires of England, instead of carefully and respectfully approaching them, they destroy a part of our common roots with the immortals. They wipe an opportunity. The concept of the Great Hunt is a crime, for it blindly kills words and thoughts. From Drinking at the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Tawdry, Primate of St. Paul. Huh. Hey.
The card's trying to tell us.
I'm not sure what the cards are trying to tell us. You're kind of creeping me out, buddy.
Jonathan Reed.
Huh?
At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you.
Oh.
My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
Oh,
You are
shit!
the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they tell me everything. They told me that you struggle hard not to take too many lives.
Do you require medical attention?
I'm fine, thank you, Jonathan.
Can you tell me about the neighborhood?
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller, then?
Oh, I can tell you many things. But they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire. And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
He's an Ekon.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The Guard of Priwen, who else? For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed, even to immortals.
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time, sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Fuck it, why not?
Here is the money.
The glutton. A man who just eats life as a cake. A righteous ego, surprised to fall in love.
Oh. So it's 150 shillings to learn hints about other other characters.
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
There we go. Alright. Thanks for letting me visit.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. Cards never lie, but they are never easy to read.
Okay. So that's an interesting thing. Nice guy. But what are these? These obviously are something. This is obviously something. I just don't know what it is. It's a puzzle. But what kind of puzzle? Which one do I start with? It doesn't even give me like a good, like, where do we start? Where do we begin? Alrighty. Oh, Jonathan, my baby boy. Alright. So, I don't think I can level up anything higher. Yeah, I can. Wait. Oh, 6,000. Absolutely not. Can't do that. Don't have enough. Don't want to spend that money. Alright, let's just level up our body then. Yeah, let's do our body then. Increasing health by a certain thing. Yeah, let's do health first. Okay. Then let's do blood because we need more blood in our lives. Yeah. He's a growing boy. 600, 1,000, 1,900. Might as well see if we look at these defenses. Oh, I don't have enough anyway. So I'm level 27 now, guys. The following night. Jesus, everyone's getting sick.
Oh no.
What the fuck? I gotta cure everyone here first before I even go see. Ooh. Okay. Oh my god, people are sick of it, Pembroke too! God damn it.
No.
And docs. Okay. Ugh. Shit, everyone's getting sick!
No.
You sicky little fucks. Okay.
Dawson's mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
Not before I steal all of your shit. Because my kleptomania is coming out! Because I see shinies everywhere. My mind's telling me... Hello? Miss Wolfie Cassie, thank you so much for following. You're awesome. My mind's telling me no. But my hands are dancing all over the drawers. I'm assuming he's in there. So, hold on. Kind of like avoiding every single room in case a cutscene happens so that way I can steal everything. Newspaper article. Ooh. Okay. What a great time to walk in. Yeah. Execution of John Francis Sparrow. John Francis Sparrow, 21, has been hung this morning in the prison of Pentonville. Mr. Sparrow was sentenced to death after being found guilty for the murder of his sister, Alexandra Sparrow. Until the end, the man claimed he was innocent. No formal proof of his existence at the crime scene was ever brought to the court, but he has been sentenced to death and executed anyway. What the fuck? Scotland Yard refused to reopen the case despite the many holes in the chain of events, which ended with the death of Miss Sparrow. Charles Albright, who conducted the inquiry for Scotland Yard, refused to answer any of our questions, but 3 weeks ago he was demoted without any official explanation. What a strange way to reward an efficient inquiry. Clayton Darby.
Reduced in rank for falsely accusing a man of murder. I wonder what Inspector Albright thinks about his punishment.
Damn. Albright did something wrong. Albright, you fool! Don't you realize that people are innocent until proven guilty? Due process and all that shit?
But this is Victorian England.
Fair enough. Alright. I'm afraid to enter the doors. He's there. I know he's there. He's there. He's there. Yeah, he's there. He's there. I see him. I'm gonna go back upstairs. Like, I see him. He's there. He's there.
Run away!
Just making sure I grabbed everything.
It's locked, all right.
Damn it. Okay. Question: why did I think of the scene with Mickey going crazy? Where you saying "Sweet Nightingale" when I saw the piano? I'm the same thing. Yes, I'm using Vamp's. He's right there. I know where he is. TK. I am fully aware of my target is right over there. I am fully aware of this. Sing, sweet nightingale, sing, sweet nightingale. I think I got all of his shit, guys. My pockets are filled. Let's figure out what we're doing.
Finally, you're here, Dr. Reed. What took you so long?
I had to pass several of your barricades and outposts to access your mansion, sir.
Death, pestilence surround us, and time is against me.
I see you've gathered some of the most expensive, albeit experimental, blood transfusion equipment available. All this could be so useful in a hospital.
Yes, yes. Since Lord Redgrave sent me a doctor to perform my conversion, I thought you might find some of these devices useful.
Most thoughtful. But tonight, I'm not here as a physician.
But I feel reassured that a specialist such as yourself would help me to escape the Reaper.
Very well. But before I proceed, I have a few questions for you.
If you must, but be quick, for I don't have much time left in this life.
First of all, I need to be sure that you know exactly what is going to happen to you, sir.
I can assure you I'm as informed as any man can be. I have planned for this moment, Dr. Reed. Planned very carefully.
I'm pausing this for so okay. So is it just two options? I'm not even gonna ask that. No, I'm just gonna play the game. So.
So I'm going to end your life. Do you not wish to discuss the procedure for even a minute?
I don't have a minute to indulge in idle chatter. I can't feel my legs. And the cold. So cold.
You'll need to feed on warm blood. Blood from mortals. How do you feel about that?
I'm rich, Dr. Reed, and powerful. I'm sure I'll be able to acquire all the blood I need without ever having to sully my own hands.
I will become your maker. Do you understand what that means?
Well, I certainly won't consider you my liege, or some such drivel. You can be assured of that.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
What I do know is that I'll crush anyone or anything that would dare to oppose me.
Let's move on then.
Please, I'm cold and tired. I feel my life waning with every moment.
But first, before you embrace immortality, what would you do with such a gift?
That's a rather impertinent question, Dr. Reed. And I will do as I please.
Answer me all the same. What will your first action be as an immortal?
To save London, I will finance the most efficient quarantine ever seen. I will build a wall that will separate the sick boroughs from the healthy ones.
You really plan to build a quarantine wall across London?
Yes, it will be tall and strong, separating the wheat from the chaff.
Let me guess. You mean to isolate the rich from the poor?
This is a desperate measure for desperate times. England must prevail, Doctor, no matter the cost.
By doing so, you will also create 2 separate prisons.
Come, sir. An eminent doctor like yourself knows that such radical measures have proved efficient in the past.
Quarantine is not a bad idea, medically speaking. But I'm convinced this epidemic will not be contained by mere walls.
As long as the right people are on the right side of the wall, that's all that matters.
But you can't guarantee infection will not spread. Just one contagious carrier would be enough to create an apocalypse.
The apocalypse is already knocking at the gate. We must be strong now.
What if a new outbreak happens inside your walls? You'll have created a giant trap.
That won't happen. As long as we dispose of anyone that is contaminated as soon as they are spotted.
Who gave you the right to decide the fate of thousands of people?
My money. My money and my pending immortality gives me the needed authority, Doctor. I'm a businessman. I'm used to tough decisions.
I've heard enough. It's time to proceed.
At last! All right, do what you have to do. If it hurts, so be it. I've been preparing such a long time for this.
This is a tough choice. I have the ability to charm this man. I don't want to kill him. But I don't want to turn him. Because he is the pillar of this area. The problem is, what do we do with this guy? The best thing to do with this man? I'm not even sure. It's... Because I'm thinking charm, but I'm worried that charm might be something else. Like, giving the awful side. Yeah, I'm not saying charm. I'm not saying charm. What the fuck? It's just like... Charm, please, charm is the only good option. Really? Is it? Interesting. You know what? I should have killed Sean. I managed to convince... What's her name? Crane? I'll charm him. Let's just see what happens. I don't know what's gonna happen. Let's just charm him.
Listen to me, Aloysius Dawson. You will forget your fear of dying, for it has poisoned your mind and made you bitter and ruthless since the death of your twin brother.
You don't understand. Death is oblivion, the eternal void. I know there's nothing there. I saw it in Robert's empty eyes. I saw myself in that coffin.
Death is painful for those who remain, not for those who have passed. All that occult gibberish you filled your head with has made you forget this simple truth.
No! Death will not claim me. I have the power and the money. I've acquired the arcane knowledge needed. I believe there is magic, there are dark forces. You will provide me my extension. Your ignorance makes you a fool. You have no idea. Look at me.
Hunted like a beast, my family lost, cursed. I have not escaped death, I have become it.
No, there must be a way. I don't want to go like my brother did. I have money, lots of money.
Money won't ease your mind. I know you used to be a good and generous man. So I offer you the gift of peace, Aloysius. The tranquility of a true death.
I accept your offer. And I understand. No more fear, I will die a man of dignity. And a man at peace.
Okay. Okay, that's the best I can do. It's time to go. I think... Oh, geez. Who is that? Excuse me! Who are you? Who is that? Excuse me. I don't know what's gonna happen now that I charmed him, but... Fuck it. Excuse me? Redgrave? Oh, it's Redgrave.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
I'm afraid Mr. Dawson finally chose to embrace life and death as a mortal.
What do you mean?
He has overcome his fear of dying. I let him rest and wait for death to come.
What? This is unacceptable. Go back there and make him the powerful Ekon he's destined to be.
No, Lord Redgrave. As a doctor and as an immortal, I can't. If you wish to make him your progeny, then proceed on your own.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Babbage. All I see is Babbage. Did you beat the game yet? I don't know. I don't even know how long this game lasts. My goodness. Alright. Old Bridget? Old Bridget, what are you doing here?
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
She came to us in the sewers in search of answers. Just as you did.
Lady Ashbury in the sewers? Now that's a sight I wish I'd seen.
She said she was your friend, and that she sought the identity of your maker. So I answered her questions.
And you won't tell me?
What kind of answers did you give her?
I knew nothing of your maker, but we talked. We talked a lot. Her words and ideas are captivating. It is no surprise that you like her. I like her too.
Did anyone see you? It's a long way from the dock sewers, and hunters are patrolling the streets here.
Who said I took the streets? How do you think I survived for centuries in this city without ever being seen? I know all her secrets.
Lady Ashbury? You know her? Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the sewer skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones.
She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
Wait!
I'm listening.
Where is Lady Ashbury right now?
She said she will go home. She needed to speak with some old friends first, though. Do not worry, young Ekon. She is no fool, and just as strong as you.
Why do I feel like Lord Redgrave was particularly irritated to see you? Far more so than the average Skull, if I may say.
Because I used to know him quite well. And he is afraid I may remember who he really is.
You're Elizabeth's informant. You're the one who told her about Lord Redgrave's lies regarding his lineage.
Yes, but my words were not meant to hurt or threaten. I simply told the story of the Sewer Skulls, and of so many other forgotten children.
How did Elizabeth find you?
She presented herself humbly at our gate, and asked if we knew of any ancestral vampires hiding in London. She asked about Ascalon. She asked about many things.
What do you think of her?
Her soul is good, yet tainted with a deep sadness, and the scars of ancient wounds. Time does that to us immortals, for we have so much to dwell upon.
You know what? We gotta go. We gotta go.
No time to lose, then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Tell her Motherfuckers, we all know I'm going with this. I don't give a shit if it gives me a negative. We all know I'm going for this romantic, cheesy bullshit!
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
Working on it.